The Harrisburg Eagles have emerged league champions and won their home playoff game against Umatilla, earning them a trip to Coos Bay where the final 8 teams will fight for a state championship.
Welcome to the 2024 OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A Boys Basketball State Championship Tournament here at North Bend High School. This is the boys' side of the bracket featuring the Burns, the 13th seeded Highlanders out of the Eastern Oregon League, taking on the champions of the Mountain Valley Conference, the 5th seeded Harrisburg Eagles, as the Eagles come in with a 21-5 record, the Highlanders at 19-9. Each of these teams with the purple and yellow. In this match, it'll be the visiting Highlanders in their road purple uniforms taking on the home seeded Eagles in their white jerseys. We're going to have the starting lineups for you coming up here momentarily from North Bend High School, as our referees for this contest are Dana Reese, Sean Maloney, and Rich Robles. I'm Eric Goss for Sportscasting Unlimited, as some of these teams are yearly entrants to this tournament. Same goes for our officials, as several of these officials that will be here throughout the day today at North Bend High School, they were here last year. It's a best of the best, and that means for these teams playing down on the court, they get to include themselves among the best in the best. As we'll take a quick break and have the starting lineups coming back for you here from North Bend High School. Welcome back, as we're taking a look right now at the teams before they get announced here as part of the starting lineups. This is session number 1. Now, if you're looking at the bracket, you're wondering, aren't Neocani and Westside Christian supposed to play in the first game? Normally they would, but Westside Christian has sent both their boys and their girls to the tournament. The boys are seeded first, their girls are seeded 8th, so they're getting ready to take on the Corbett Cardinals right now. So the winner of Westside Christian and Corbett girls play the winner of Banks and Vale, and of course the winner of Burns Harrisburg here today will play the winner of that Neocani Westside Christian game taking place coming up following this. The winners will play tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. from Marshfield High School as part of our first semifinal. The loser of this matchup plays tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at Marshfield High School, as we'll be on the call for that matchup for you, as we'll have the boys side of the tournament, and George Walker will be covering the girls side. All games presented to you here this weekend on the NFHS network. We don't black them out, so you can watch them live and on demand. Thanks for stopping by. As we see now the Harrisburg students take the court. A little bit shorter trip, of course, than all the way out from Burns, Oregon, as the Highlanders will be the first team that we announce the starters for. As the first starter is sophomore point guard Colton Miller, followed by junior guard Jackson Hoyt. That is junior shooting guard Carson Voley, followed by sophomore shooting guard Jack Wright. And last year's Eastern Oregon League Player of the Year, Zane Perry Cozzini. This year he was selected to the first team All Eastern Oregon list. As the Highlanders with a 19-9 record, looking to keep their winning ways going. Just to get into this tournament, they had to go on a run. Now for the Mountain Valley champs, coached by Terry Crabb, his second stint. He's been there the last 5 years with a 73-48 record. As he wanted everyone to know at the coaches meeting, that is not his grandson, that's his son, Terran Crabb, the junior guard, followed by sophomore guard Jordan Baker. And the senior guard, he's a sharpshooter to watch for, Jack Lidbeck. Senior guard Jackson Davis, and the big man off the bench goes 6'5". That is Jaden Bellinger. We're going to see Bellinger and Perry Cozzini battle down low inside in this one. As a good send-off by the Harrisburg fans that made the trip out. They'll be rooting for the team in white, the Highlanders for the team in purple. 8 minutes on the clock with our officials Dana Reese, Sean Maloney, and Rich Robles on the court to begin. There's the cheers in the background. The 13th year of the 3A tournament here at Coos Bay and North Bend is underway. This is my 7th year of covering it and the 8th for Sportscasting Unlimited. Quick pass into the corner for the Eagles as the runner from Baker is short. Offensive rebound doesn't get put back. Here come the Highlanders as Wright going to get the first foul of the game called as he was fouled by Taryn Crabb. That'll be the first on the junior, and we were just talking about the foul reset. One of those changes is that there's no more 1-and-1. Once you get to 5, it is then the double bonus. As we see a 2-3 zone defense played by the Eagles against Burns. Baseline jumper is up. That one is long from Voley. Offensive rebound. We're going to have 2 shots coming for the Highlanders. Foul goes against Jordan Baker. So 2 quick fouls on the Eagles. You see Zane Perry Cozini at the line shooting game's first shots. That one off mark. And the second doesn't fall, but gets it back, and there's going to be a traveling call. So we see the Eagles get the ball back following the turnover. They work it down inside, pass out, and this one is headed out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Highlanders. So each team now with a turnover to get things underway. Still first minute of action as they feel the defense out and how they're being played. Straight on look for Miller. They go in the corner. Cross court, it goes back to Miller, frees up a shot for Voley. And that one is true. Game's first triple outside belongs to the Highlanders. 3-0 lead for Burns. And for Burns, when they went through their cold streak in league play this year, Coach Miller said it was one of the coldest shooting slumps he had ever seen. They just couldn't rip the lid off the basket. And a blocking foul called against Burns. This one goes against Jack Wright. So for the Highlanders fans, seeing that first triple go down has got to feel good. It's inbounds to Crabb in the backcourt. Too high look with Bellinger and Davis. As Crabb works in the paint, looks to pass off, finds Lidbeck. Defended by Voley. Will drive, floater, free throw line, rims out, tipped and picked up by Wright. As Wright comes up, far sideline, pass inside. Great catch by Cozini, and he turns around in the lane. Quick 5-0 lead now for the Burns Highlanders. And got a whistle, and this one will go against the Eagles. And that's going to be on Jaden Bellinger. So 3 team fouls for the Eagles. As we see Colton Miller bring it into the front court now against that 2-3 zone. We'll try and find Voley in the corner, back up top. High post pass, tipped by Bellinger. Baker comes away with the loose ball. Crabb looks to the sideline, doesn't get any calls. He brings it into the front court. Pass Lidbeck on the wing. Works across top of the formation, bit of motion offense. Davis, contested jumper, banks off back iron. Bellinger down low, gets the putback, and that one is grabbed by Wright. Quickly ahead, Voley looks to dribble baseline, sealed off by Davis, tipped by Baker, and it'll stay with the Highlanders. 5:17, first quarter of action, 5-0 lead for the Highlanders. Jack Wright 3 and Zane Perry Cozini bucket inside the 5 points, and second turnover now for the Highlanders. Just an errant pass. As Lidbeck enters to Crabb. Eagles facing the man defense from the Highlanders, and first shot falls for Taryn Crabb as that one rattled home. As Wright drives off the window, too strong for Jack Wright. This time Crabb does get the play from Dad. Davis looking to set the screen, double screen with Bellinger, tip pass, and it remains with the Eagles. 4:33 on the clock, 3-point lead. We see Lidbeck go baseline. There's the bounce to Crabb. Drives baseline, works all the way under, out to Davis. Works baseline. Contested right-hander is good for Jackson Davis. Quick whistle. It's going to be a violation called against the Highlanders. They can score here, take their first lead halfway through the first. Crabb off the inbounds. Defended tightly by Miller. On top, Lidbeck. Had some big threes in the third quarter win against Umatilla. Crabb. Spin around, nothing on that. Rebound belongs to the Highlanders. Jackson Hoyt gets a timeout called. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves here as you're watching the 3A boys quarterfinals. So coming out of the Burns timeout, Jack Wright inbounds to Colton Miller. Still see Hoyt along with Wright and Perry Cozzini on the floor. Same starting five for the Eagles. Get a steal from Crabb. The Harrisburg Eagles are the top scoring defense in the tournament. They've only been allowing 40 points per game. Meanwhile, they've been scoring 48. Davis again tries it. This one is long of everything. Bellinger, though, keeps the ball alive. Kept in play. Crabb drives, right hand floater is up. He hits the deck. They play on. As Jack Wright goes all the way down the lane, drops it off to Cozzini. And that one gets tipped out to Miller. On the wing, Miller. Working against the 2-3 zone. Cozzini on the wing, goes back up top. Right in the corner now, Hoyt back up top. Entry pass deflected by Davis, and Taryn Crabb comes up with the steal. So back-to-back plays by the Harrisburg defense. It remains a 1-point Highlanders margin. Lidbeck defended tightly by Boley. Crabb looks for Lidbeck in the corner. Again, the relentless defense from Burns, not trying to give up an inch. And off up top, Crabb. Davis looks to give him the screen, doesn't get it time to set. Pass in the corner. Baker's shot is down. First lead for Harrisburg as Jordan Baker gets the triple from outside, 7-5 now. Crabb got his hand on the ball. 3 straight turnovers now forced by the Eagles defense. Bellinger high, pass off Lidbeck, doesn't use the screen. Bellinger rolled, didn't see him, they go Lidbeck. This is short, tipped by Bellinger. Cozzini comes up the ball for Burns. On the wing, Miller. To Wright. Finds Hoyt, extra pass, they go, Voley. Drives baseline, pass inside, deflected, and that was almost a pass directly to Jordan Baker. So 2 substitutions, Sean McMullen and Grady Christensen check on for the Burns Highlanders. This one's up from Hoyt, hits the front iron and drops. Burns retakes the lead, final minute of the first. Crabb trying to get the screen from Bellinger on the wing, Lidbeck. Defended by the newly entered McMullen. Crab in the corner, Lidbeck off the Davis screen, drops it down. We're seeing the triples hit from outside right now, 10-8. Eagles go back on top, this time by 2. Inside they go, Christensen. As he gets hit across the wrist, he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul goes against Jack Lidbeck. It's the 4th team foul. As 4 players with 1 personal for the Eagles. As Christensen hits the front of 2. There are no more 1-and-1 free throws. So if you're shooting 2, it's because it was a true shooting foul, or else it's double bonus. That one pops in and out. We now have 12 on the clock. Crab looks to play for the final shot. Drives right, kicks it out. Shot goes up from Baker, and at the end of 1, it is Harrisburg 10, Burns 9. Each team was able to lead at 1 point. Game started off in control by Burns, getting out to a 5-0 lead before a 10-4 run to end the period for the Eagles. Burns will begin with possession here as we open the second period now. Cozzini has Christensen high post. See how Coach Miller elects to attack the 2-3 zone, or if the Eagles have switched demands. As Jack Wright hits from outside his second triple. That's now 3 for the Burns Highlanders as they take a 2-point lead. Crab comes off the screen, lost possession for a moment as he finds Baker. He'll try it again. This one off inside iron, comes up, the rebound is Wright. As Jack Wright doesn't stop, keeps driving, spins in the lane, blocked from behind by Bellinger. Christensen was there, and Bellinger kept those hands high, comes away with the loose ball. Crab in the front court, drives right, looks baseline, swings it back up top to Baker. Does a good job of catching that pass. Davis defended by Wright. He's got Bellinger to his right, pulls up, free throw line jumper is short. Wright's pass inside, Christensen tipped around, and the Eagles defense just saying, you better know where you want to make that pass, because if it's not online, we're getting a hand on it. That's at least the 5th tipped pass for the Eagles, as the defense so far early on has been as advertised. Crab has a screen from Davis. Good job, though, defensively by Miller to work through it. In the lane, it drops. Terran Crab with his second bucket. He's up to 4. Miller in and out. Bellinger scoops up another rebound. Being able to control the defensive glass, the young man averages 13.4 rebounds per game this season. Crab drives up and under. Doesn't get the bounce off the iron, but Baker chases the miss down. Crab will try it again, and he's hit as he drops it through the net. This will be a chance for a 4-point play for Terran Crab. That is now the second foul for Jack Wright. He has both personal fouls for Burns. That hits off back iron. Cozzini on the wing. Christensen tries to post up against Bellinger. There's the entry, dribble, pass out. Miller, open shot, off back iron, tipped around. Bellinger comes up with the board. How many times have Harrisburg fans heard that this year? Bellinger with the board. 3 minutes expired here in the second. This Crab goes away from the screen. Tries to just use the foot speed to create space. Lidbeck comes off a screen, head fake, free throw line jumper, off right. Inside rebound though, Bellinger and he just left that one short. Cozzini the rebound. Miller will bring it ahead. Head fake, pass on the wing, and a blocking foul will be called. Looks to go against Jackson Davis. It is against Davis. That is his first. Each team with one team foul here in the second. Inside, Perry Cozzini. Christensen gets it, but the defense was ready. He'll pass out. Corner three's up, and it's true. We're tied once again. This time it is Jackson Hoyt. 4 made triples for Burns to 3 for the Eagles. Crabb up and under, gets it to fall. He's got 7 in the quarter, 9 in the half right now. Volley inside Christensen, turns against Bellinger, pass out. Cozzini in the corner. They go back inside. A tip from Bellinger. This time it stays with the Highlanders. Long three, sits off the back iron into the hands of Harrisburg. I mentioned you can see some of those Harrisburg fans and students that have made the trip out. They've made 3 consecutive playoff appearances the last 3 years, but this is their first Final 8 trip as Baker again from outside. Here comes Miller. All the way in the lane, knocked around, offensive rebound Burns, and this time Peasley's shot is true. As the junior, he gets his first shot to fall, brings it back within a 1-possession game. Under 2 to play here in the first half of action. Lidbeck looks to drive up, puts up the shot, and again Jack Lidbeck hits from outside. He and Baker each have 2 of the team's 5 threes as they lead by 6. Highlanders struggling against the 2-3 zone. We've said it a few times. Deflection leads to a steal. 10 remaining. Chance for end of quarter possessions. Crabb, easy look inside, left it short. Bellinger was there. He left it long. Tipped by Baker. Bellinger the loose ball. That one's high off the window. And another offensive rebound. That will say shot is on the floor. Foul is on the floor before the shot. Second team foul. Ball on the baseline for Jack Lidbeck. Inbounds to Davis. Hands off to Crabb. And there was the foul clock or shot clock reset. Lidbeck to Baker. Hands off Crabb. Back out Lidbeck. Ten on the shot clock. Crabb looks up, pulls up, step behind the free throw line, drills it. Big quarter for Taryn Crabb right now. He's got 9 in the quarter, 11 in the half. 25-17 lead, largest of the game. Harrisburg really starting to settle in. 15 points in the quarter, just 8 right now for the Highlanders. Miller had a shot for a moment, and pass up. Perry Cozzini says that was a good decision as he does hit the shot. He's got 5. Takes him within 5. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Taryn Crabb. We go to half, 28-20, as the Eagles put an exclamation point on this half with the 8-point lead, 28-20 here in the 2024 OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A Boys Basketball State Quarterfinal Tournament.
Coos Bay. I had a coaches meeting on Thursday morning, so I did not get to go to breakfast with the team. So I'm walking down to have a breakfast at the hotel, and there's a guy from Burns outside talking on his phone. He doesn't know who I am. and I hear him say, yeah, we got Harrisburg today. Oh yeah, they're very beatable. We should take care of them pretty easily. And I laughed at myself and go, how many of the 22 teams we beat said that? Because I don't think we scare anybody when we step on the court.
Welcome back here at halftime as we saw the Taryn Crabb buzzer-beating three. He leads all scorers right now with 14 points, and that last triple sure was an exclamation point, as in the first half, Harrisburg shot a blistering 6 of 9 from the three-point line, and frankly, if it wasn't for the fact that Burns also was shooting at such a high rate at 5 for 7, it might be more than an 8-point margin right now. But the thing that really stands out to me when I look over these first half stats, that there is a +8 turnover discrepancy in favor right now of Harrisburg. Just 3 turnovers for Harrisburg, 11 turnovers for Burns, leading to 8 extra possessions. And when each team is shooting over 50%, it really makes you, well, Harrisburg shooting 37% right now. Burns is shooting 50%, but if you're Burns and you say, hey, we have 8 missing possessions, we're down 8, we could be up by 1 or 2 if we just don't turn the ball over right now. So something for Coach Mick Miller to really drive home here for the second half, as we see a very well-played game, but combination of turnovers and that late buzzer-beating three have really started to tilt things in favor of the Eagles, as each team with 14 rebounds so far. Harrisburg does have 8 offensive rebounds, which is 3 offensive rebounds for Burns. For Harrisburg, they only give up 40 points per game, so they are at their average. For Burns, what they need to get to is that scoring column right now. They average 56, just 48 points for Harrisburg, as they have been a defensive-minded team right now that are pacing them. As Taryn Crabb, he was the star of that first half, finds Jack Lidbeck, the shooter, and Bellinger, the rebounder. And all 3 playing their parts early, even though that Lidbeck triple didn't fall down. As Bellinger looks to give a screen, Crabb goes opposite. In the corner, we'll just restart the offense as Lidbeck trying to chase off a screen, contact with Miller, pass over, and that one is long for Baker, out of play. So Burns gets a stop. And now they want to see the ball go through the bucket here as teams start filling in this quarterfinal round. Our next quarterfinal, Westside Christian and Miakani, as that one is long from Jack Wright. Young man is their gamer. Coach says he's got a will to win that his squad needs. They're going to need it here in the second half as the Highlanders try and work to come back against Harrisburg. Baker comes high, motion offense, pass off Crabb. Davids will give a screen as Wright comes out to defend. Hand off Lidbeck. Again to Crabb. Works right. Baseline, is able to stay in play, but there's our first shot clock violation. Hasn't been too much of an issue this year for most of these squads, but in that case, it absolutely counted. And it leads to a turnover. Good start for Burns right now, just needing to see the offense continue. Baker drives, hands off, volley. It's right. Power drive inside and gets it to fall off the layup, as officials say he maintained his hand on top of the basketball. He didn't holster it, and that's typically the problem that I have, is when you holster it, then you do carry it. And offensive foul call. Back-to-back calls. In one case, a non-call that Harrisburg wanted, and then a call that they wanted to have. Burns trailing by 6. 2 minutes expired here in the third. As Harrisburg, same 5 on the court, and they come up with the steal, their 8th of the game. As as it's been Crabb, Baker, Lidbeck, Davis, and Bellinger. So far they have played coming up on the 19th minute here in this game. Bellinger gives a screen to Baker. Crabb inside, extra pass low, foul on the floor. So before the pass off, first on the big man, first team foul. Only 2 players for each team have 2 fouls. Jack Lidbeck has 2 for Harrisburg. Jack Wright has 2 for Burns. As Jackson Hoyt checks out and Grady Christensen checks in, providing a little bit more size inside right now for the Highlanders. Crabb feeds it to Bellinger, gets it to stick off the window and fall down. First points for Jaden Bellinger. The junior tends to do more of the dirty work, get his points off the rebounds, not set plays. In and out that time for Voley. And Davis the loose ball rebound. Crabb slows things down once he gets into the front court. Davis on the wing. Works baseline, pulls up jumper, hits off the back of the board. And jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of Burns. So right inbounds to Miller. Colton Miller, an honorable mention selection for the Eastern Oregon team. This one goes inside Christensen. Back out, they find Voley. Dish to Wright. He hoists in and out. Bellinger fights with Christensen, and Davis the loose ball rebound. Quick look to the sideline. Crabb starts the play off to Davis on the wing. Lidbeck will come high, gets the pass. Wants a screen from Bellinger. They'll use it. Defense did a good job fighting through the screen. Halfway through the third. Hand off Davis. Looks to drive, pulls up. Contested shot is good. That was a tough one for Jackson Davis, but just his second bucket to fall is the first 10-point lead of this game. Voley kept his hand high, and then we're going to get a loose ball foul from Burns. What we sometimes call a frustration foul when you lose the ball and then you're just a little too aggressive with your opponent. That time it's the first on Carson Voley and the second team foul. So again, no substitutions for the Eagles. They go 9 on their roster, so it's not a deep roster like other teams which send 15 even knowing that they can only suit up 12. They go 2 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and a freshman for Coach Crabb. Davis looks to drive against Wright, sealed off on the baseline. Now he needs to pass. Contested jumper is short. Christensen tips it to Cozzini. Ahead quickly to Voley. Down low, Christensen. In the corner, Miller. Short, tipped, and scooped up. No, not scooped up. Kicked around, right. He scoops it up. That shot is long. Lidbeck, the defensive rebound. Harrisburg, again, their defense just providing fits. Just 1 bucket right now for Burns, almost 6 minutes into the quarter. Lidbeck looks to drive against Hoyt. Hands off Crabb. Left elbow jumper, in and out. Bellinger, a big board inside. Can't get it to fall, though. The rebounding effort is phenomenal for the young Bellinger. The touch off the window just needs a little bit more work. So again, we have had a quick quarter here that has been controlled by the Harrisburg Eagles. It's been a low-scoring quarter, just a total of 6 points scored right now. But for Harrisburg, they continue to expand the lead. As the Highlanders will inbound into the backcourt, it goes to Miller. Long along with Thrall, Cozzini, Hoyt, and Wright. The left-hander, in and out, Bellinger the rebound. As the Highlanders were getting them to drop in the first half, they went 5 of 7 shooting from outside. They've yet to hit from deep here in the second half. Taryn Crabb will try it from deep. This one, the rare bank shot from the corner on the 3 is no good. As Harrisburg Eagles, though, have been doing a good job on the offensive glass. This will be a hold foul against Colton Miller, just too tightly guarding Jack Lidbeck. Lidbeck into the backcourt to Taryn Crabb. Bellinger high, gives him a screen. Here comes the double set. Finds Lidbeck. Again, tight defense by Colton Miller. Coach says he does bring that defensive presence to the floor for Burns. Trying to get a stop right now. End of this quarter. Davis against Wright. Moves the feet, keeps the hands high, but Jackson Davis, that's twice now in the quarter, with a hand in his face, he still gets the shot to fall. He's now up to 6. Miller thought about it for a moment, gets it to Wright. He drives. And the little up and under reverse layup is true for Jack Wright. He's got all 4 points. The Highlanders with 10 on the season. He averages 12 points to go along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists. Davis to Crabb. 18 on the clock, so they have to put a shot up. Davis, again contested, in and out, doesn't fall. Cozzini the rebound. To Wright. All the way to the hoop, but Bellinger had time, sees it, swats it. Crabb takes a look at the clock, sees how much time he has. Will get the shot off. He's fouled at the buzzer and will be shooting 3. And we're going to have 3 foul shots with Taryn Crabb at the free throw line, with a chance to extend the lead now from 34-24. Foul goes against Jack Wright. That'll be his 3rd.
Still 0.4 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And they're going to put 0.4 on the clock, technically.
Let's go.
And so because there's 0.4, players will come back on the court. First from Taryn is true. He's up to 15 points to lead all scorers. As these are also the first free throw attempts of the game for Harrisburg. As they go 3 for 3 at the charity stripe. And that will do it for the 3rd. As we head to the 4th, Harrisburg 37, Burns 24.
So I did this again like this. Jaden's sitting here like this, right? Jaden, just come over here.
Fans, purchase your official state championship merchandise at OSAAstore.com. With Rush Team Apparel, the executive merchandise partner of the OSAA, you have more options.
Eagles will begin possession here in the 4th, leading by 13, largest lead of the game. As Lidbeck on the wing off the Bellinger screen, hands off to Davis. Defended by Peasley, looks inside Bellinger, turns, gets the shot up, but it's wide of the glass. Cozzini the rebound. Pass ahead to Thrall, knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Burns Highlanders. Zane Little 9-footer is short. Bellinger, another rebound. And saying it all game long. And for Harrisburg, in a lot of ways, he's the cog that allows that defense to work because he's able to scoop up so many rebounds. Lidbeck on the wing. Mentioned how he's one of the shooters. In this one, though, it's been balanced scoring. Got 3 players with 6. Crabb with 17. He averages 12 on the season. It's Lidbeck, you might say right now, who's not hit his typical averages. But he'll be going to the free throw line with a chance to add to the margin. So he's now up to 7 as he makes the first. Hits a pair at the line. For Harrisburg, they are perfect 5 for 5 at the charity stripe. Rosini, good move inside against Bellinger. Big points needed for the Highlanders as they trail by 13, and they can't afford to have too many shots miss if they want to get back into it here late. Davis's pass inside. Coach Crabb asking for a tip, and right now the officials are going to talk, and I think one of them says he did see a tip. So the father-son duo there of Terry and Taryn were able to see something that only one of the other officials saw. For a lot of these teams, they have been playing with 3 officials all season long, so they're not like it's new to all of a sudden have a third set of eyes on the court. Tight defense. And this time, Miller is going to cause a turnover against Taryn Crabb. Again, for Burns, they have to have stops that are returned with makes on the other end of the court right now. I mentioned how difficult that Harrisburg defense is and has been all year long. For Jordan Baker, just his 2nd foul. Quick pass back to Hoyt. Looks inside to Peasley. Out to Hoyt. Back inside they go. Enter, blocked by Bellinger, out of bounds. There's that help defense in the zone. Inbounds, and that one's just taken away by Crabb. Not caught cleanly by Thrall. Crabb hands off Davis. Works against Peasley. Right hand, in and out. Good box out by Cosini, and we're going to get a loose ball foul. That'll go against Jackson Davis. That is his second team foul at the 5:51 mark. Miller picks up the ball as Christensen checks out, and now a quick timeout on the floor.
How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss, just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this.
As Burns, they trail by 13 here, just under 6 minutes to go. Jack Wright, he's the leading scorer in this one for the Highlanders, but it's been that Harrisburg defense all game long that has just given the Highlanders fits so far today. It's a handoff to Lidbeck, working against the man defense of Burns. They have been relentless, but if Harrisburg has been anything, it's been methodical. Davis across the lane, finds Lidbeck, and he launches, and what else? But Jack Lidbeck hits from outside. He's now up to 5 in the quarter, 11 in the game. I mentioned he averages 15. Right, up top, Cozzini. There's a bounce, and they get it back up top, Miller. Back to Cozzini. Miller 3. In and out, rebounded Peasley, goes up for it, and didn't have a good angle. Right, just forces that shot up, tipped around Bellinger and Peasley, and it goes the way of Harrisburg. Again, for the Eagles, this will be something to monitor throughout the tournament. They have yet to use a substitution in this one. Nobody is in foul trouble. You have 4 players with 2. At some point, you almost wonder if you give one player a little bit of a breather, knowing that you want to be playing 3 games in 3 days. Of course, Coach Crabb, he knows the conditioning levels of his players. It's not been an uncommon thing for them to play with a limited roster, as that foul goes against Caden Peasley on the block. As Jackson Hoyt will check in for Colton Miller. And inbounds to Crabb in the backcourt. Off the Bellinger screen. The Lidbeck. Defended high. There's the switch off. Davis looking for Crabb. Bellinger, flash high. Now he asks him to get inside the paint. Lidbeck curls off the screen, nails the free throw line jumper. Lidbeck about to get a heat check here in a moment, as he's got 2 free throws, 2 made buckets. As Grady Christensen will check in for Burns for Peasley. 3:43 to play. Right inside Christensen from the high post. Foley to Hoyt. Back to right. He'll drive against Miller. As that shot scooped off the iron by Jaden Bellinger. As Bellinger, quite a few rebounds in this one, if you can believe it. We sure can. So Crabb able to use some clock right now. Bellinger officially is up to 16 rebounds in the official stats book right now. So while he only has 2 points, he does have 16 rebounds. Shot is wide by Crabb. Wright scoops it up, and he's into the front court in a hurry. In the corner to Hoyt. Pass is deflected by the Eagles. Wright comes up with it before it's taken away by Crabb. They hit the deck, and each one kind of recognizes nothing intentional on that, but they did hit the ground. And the foul goes against Jack Wright. He is the first player in foul trouble. He is up to 4. He stays on the court with 2:40 remaining. Wright, just a sophomore. It's one of the floor sweepers came all the way out. It was the right thing to do, but could have presented an interesting scenario had a turnover happened. Eagles leading by 18, looking to take on the winner of the next quarterfinal, as Bellinger left that one short. Quickly ahead to Voley. Defended by Davis. Picks up the dribble up top, Cozzini. In the corner, Hoyt, he hits. Big triple outside for the Highlanders, as they've gone cold here in this second half. Credit that to Harrisburg, and we do have a Harrisburg timeout at the 1:51 mark. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with more of the 4th quarter. So coming out of the Harrisburg timeout, Coach Crabb still hasn't used any subs. As he goes a freshman, sophomore, and a junior on the bench. As his son Taryn in the backcourt, he has had an excellent day so far with 17 points. 15-point lead. Harrisburg comfortable to play the clock right now. As hot for Burns, they have to play even more aggressive defense, try and force turnovers, but aggressive defense also means fouls. It's the fourth team, so it'll be on the baseline is where they place this. Foul goes against Jackson Hoyt. And we see quite a few substitutions now. Dylan Johnson getting his first action. Sean McMullen checking back in. First action for Will Allen. Also first action for Jace Wright. So Coach Miller making sure his players all get a chance to say they suited up for a state championship game, as I've got everyone in his roster having suited up so far. And we're going to get offensive foul called against the Eagles. Looks like it'll go against Jaden Bellinger on the screen. For Harrisburg, not a lot has gone wrong for them. Inbounds to Jace Wright. He gets his pass to Thrall. Shot is wide right into the hands of Jackson Davis. Final minute of action here in the first quarterfinal matchup. For Harrisburg, they will advance to tomorrow's 1:30 quarterfinal. And for Burns, they will play in the 9 a.m. consolation round starting at 9. Both games at Marshfield High School. Crabb with 3 on the clock gets it to Davis. And that one bounces off everything and lost it out of his hands as he came running forward. And Coach Crabb stuck his hands up there to Jackson Davis, said, just stop, hold on to the ball. As you can see there in the background, the Harrisburg fans recognize the moment. Their team is going to advance to the semifinal round with a 44-29 victory today over the Burns Highlanders, as they get the victory to advance and take on the winner of Westside Christian and Neocani. That game will come up next. For Burns, they will take on the loser of Neocani and Westside Christian tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll take a quick look at some of the stats coverage for you in this one. We mentioned Jaden Bellinger comes down with 16 points. Leading scorers for the, or 16 rebounds, excuse me. Leading scorers are Taryn Crabb with 17, 13 for Jack Lidbeck, 6 each for Jordan Baker and Jackson Davis. And leading scorers for the Burns Highlanders, they have Jackson Hoyt with 9 points. I thought Jack Wright had 10, so I must have attributed a 3-pointer to someone else. 7 points for Zane Perry Cozini, as well as 2 points for Caden Peasley, 3 points for Carson Foley, and 1 point for Grady Christensen. As that will conclude our coverage here of the first quarterfinal matchup, won again by Harrisburg.